The Commanders' offensive line is about to get a major boost. Things have been all about injuries and shaky starts, but Adam Peters had an ace up the sleeve this whole time. But that's not all, because a first-round rookie just shut up all the haters after going up against the league's nastiest pass rushers. And you know what might be the hottest topic of the week? Our star receiver, the one who just got a $97 million contract, is putting up numbers nobody saw coming. These three storylines are about to flip how you see this season. If you dip out now, you're legit missing the good stuff. Stick around till the end because what's coming up is straight up historic. After watching this O-line struggle through the first 4 weeks, after worrying if we could protect Jaden Daniels when he came back, after doubting if we'd have that same smashmouth run game as last year, finally there's some news that gives us all a breath of relief. Do you all get what it means to have Sam Cosmi back? Let me spell it out. It means the biggest investment Adam Peters made before the 2024 season is about to get back on the field. We're talking about a 4-year, $74 million contract, signed literally days before last season kicked off. And right after putting ink on that deal, you know what Cosmi did? He played every single one of the 17 regular season games and was clutch for Jaden Daniels' Rookie of the Year level season. But here comes the wildest part. Sam tore his right ACL in that divisional win over the Lions in January, guys, and now it's October. And he's right back at practice already on the field when doctors said the process would be long, probably missing half the season. And what does this guy do? Comes back in week 5, but do any of you really think that's just luck? No way. That's what happens when you have a serious organization, a top-tier medical team, and a player who's all into rehab like a monster. Now the Commanders have a 21-day window to activate him from IR, which means we could see that number 76 suit up before the bye week. Now, I honestly think the main question isn't when Cosmi is back, but what impact his return is gonna have. And that's where things get juicy, because while Nick Allegretti and Andrew Wiley have held it down at right guard, let's be real, they're not Sam Cosmi. Remember how we owned the ground game last year? This year, we're at 154.5 rushing yards per game. Second best in the entire NFL, and that's without Cosmi. Do you get how wild it's gonna be when our Pro Bowl guard is back? I'm telling you right now, Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler are gonna have running lanes as wide as the I-95. But here's the thing nobody is talking about, the timing. Jaden Daniels just missed 2 games with a knee injury. And you know the one thing a young quarterback coming off an injury needs? Protection. He cannot have dudes flying at him from every direction. He needs a clean pocket. Trust his O-line will have his back. The Cowboys got Micah Parsons. The Eagles roll out Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick. The Giants, well, they've got Dexter Lawrence, and that dude is a beast in the middle. But us, we're about to have one of the most complete offensive lines in the NFC East. You know what's even crazier? Adam Peters built this line for exactly this moment. He brought in Laramie Tunsil, our all-pro left tackle, drafted Josh Conerly Jr. in the first round for right tackle, kept Tyler Biadasz at center. Now, with Cosmi back at right guard and Chris Paul settling in at left guard, we've got 5 starters who can go toe-to-toe with anyone. While Jerry Jones is out there in Dallas with an O-line that can't protect Dak Prescott in his sleep. We're turning up the fire right at mid-season. While the Eagles keep rolling out those aging veteran tackles, we've got youth and talent. Think this is the turning point for our whole season. We started 2-2. Not perfect, obviously, but it's not doomsday. We had a brutal opening slate, had to face top pass rushers, dealt with big injuries, shuffled some things around, but you know what happens when you get your full, healthy O-line. You control games, set the tempo, force the other team to play your pace. That's exactly what we did in last year's playoffs, crushing the Lions in the first half of that divisional game. Big question now, will Cosmi suit up this week against the Chargers? Probably not. Dan Quinn's smart enough not to rush a return from a serious injury. But could he be back for the Ravens in Week 6? Or Thursday Night Football against the Eagles in Week 8? That's what gets me hyped, because think about it. If Cosmi's back before that Philly game, we're rolling into prime time with all our firepower. Jaden Daniels healthy, Terry McLaurin back, a loaded O-line, and a run game that's already one of the league's best. No. Let me ask a key question. How many teams in the NFL can say their O-line is getting better at mid-season? Most teams are limping along, losing guys, running low on depth. We're bringing back a $74 million Pro Bowler for a reason. National analysts still sleep on the Commanders. They keep calling us good but not elite. You know what separates good from elite in the NFL? The line of scrimmage. Always. And we're about to run this division up front like nobody else. How much of a difference do you think Sam Cosmi coming back makes for Jaden Daniels? And the running game? If you're shocked by that, wait for this one. This is proof that Dan Quinn and Adam Peters have a real plan. When it comes to grooming young talent, let's talk about Josh Connolly Jr., our first-round pick, who started this season with way more question marks than answers. And I get why people question him, because his first 2 games, rough. For sacks allowed, 11 pressures, and fans were already acting like we blew the pick. But you know what happened these last 2 weeks? 0 sacks allowed. Only TWO pressures. And who did he just handle? Max Crosby. Yeah, Max Crosby, one of the most feared edge guys in the league. A dude who gives all-pro tackles nightmares. And our rookie didn't even let him touch the stat sheet. Let's put in perspective how brutal this rookie start was. His first 4 NFL games? Abdul Carter, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, and Jalon Walker. Are you kidding me? Throwing a rookie into shark-infested waters and hoping he swims. Dan Quinn spoke on this and it was really telling. He said, sometimes you have to ask, can you learn through the fight? Where do you grow? And I think it's awesome to see a game not go so well, then bounce back, learn the lessons. How do I improve against a great player? Was it all perfect? No, but there was a lot I liked. Know what I love about this? Quinn didn't pull Connolly Jr. from the lineup. No panic moves. Didn't say, he's not ready, toss in a vet. Nope, trusted the process. Trusted what they saw in Connolly Jr., gave him those live snaps to learn. And don't think for a second this was luck. No way this was calculated, while Quinn kept Connolly Jr. at his spot. He did shuffle other parts of the line. Chris Paul took over at left guard, and Drew Wiley rotated in at right guard. And suddenly the O-line started clicking. Here's the deal. Coaching matters. Patience matters. Player development matters. Cowboys would have benched a rookie after that rough opener. Giants would be spinning the O-line wheel every week hoping for magic. Not us. We believe in what we're building. Let's talk numbers since numbers don't lie. After those 4 sacks and 11 pressures into weeks, Connolly Jr. has allowed 0 sacks and only 2 pressures the last 2. Just 1 penalty against Crosby shows he's learning to play physical without getting sloppy. And the best part, the schedule gets easier from here on. We already ran the gauntlet. Face the best pass rushers in the NFL now when Connolly Jr. lines up against average edge rushers. It's like rookie mode, but here's where you gotta look at timing with Jaden Daniels coming back. Our QB missed 2 games with a knee injury, and now he returns right as his right tackle is hitting his stride. Coincidence? I think not. Because let's be real, Jaden likes to use his legs, make plays outside the pocket, break the structure. What does he need to do that? He needs to trust his blind side, trust that when he scrambles, his line isn't getting blown up. That's where Connolly Jr. becomes crucial. With Laramie Tunsil locking down left tackle and Connolly Jr. growing every week on the right, Jaden's gonna have all the time to cook defenses. Meanwhile, Jerry Jones is watching Dak Prescott get run down every other play because the Cowboys tackles can't stop a traffic cone. And here we are with TWO first-class tackles. While the Eagles bet on vets who are feeling every bit their age, we've got youth and upside. I really think this is the kind of story we'll look back on in 2 or 3 years and say, remember when folks doubted Connolly Jr.? This dude has it all. The size 6'5", 322 pounds. The technique, Oregon coaching was on point. And the mentality, he didn't fold against the best. Here's the final proof. Quinn said, for him, growing sometimes sucks while you go through it. But on the other side, you come out with real confidence like, okay, that's as tough as it gets. And you grow and keep digging deeper. See what he said? Toughest level, because when you line up against Parsons, Crosby, Carter in your first 4 games, it doesn't get any harder in the NFL, and this rookie survived. Not just survived. He's thriving now. Tell me, how many rookies in the NFL have faced real monsters right out the gate and come out better for it? Not many. Most would have melted. Most would have lost their edge. Not Connolly Jr. This is what makes me fired up for this franchise. We are building it right. No shortcuts. No paying washed-up tackles a bag in free agency. We are drafting well, developing well, and competing at the highest level. The national analysts still snooze on us. They keep acting like the Eagles have it locked. The Cowboys are gonna rebound. But while they talk, we build brick by brick, player by player. Do you guys think Josh Connolly Jr. can become an all-pro tackle in the next 2 or 3 years? Just when you thought we'd only do good news. Here comes the painful part, because this is real and we gotta talk about it. Like the fan family we are. Terry McLaurin, our captain, our #1 receiver, the dude who just inked a 3-year, $97 million extension, finally broke out last year with a legit QB, and right now, Terry is off to the roughest start of his career. And I honestly think we gotta keep it real about what's going on. After years of watching Terry carry this offense with QBs like Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, Taylor Heinicke, Carson Wentz, after we finally saw him light it up with Jaden Daniels last year, this hurts, fam. It hurts a lot. 10 catches on 17 targets for 149 yards. 0 touchdowns. Now he's banged up, missed week 3, and he's still questionable moving forward. But here's the scariest part even before the injury. The numbers weren't there. Here's me being straight with you. You remember that holdout drama in the offseason? When Terry wasn't fully in training camp because he was working out his deal. Looks like those worries were dead on right. We had the big concerns. 1. That missing prep time would affect his production. 2. That missing prep plus turning 30 in September would lead to injuries. Guess WHAT we're seeing both now. For context, let's talk about how dominant Terry's been in his Commanders career. As a rookie, 58 grabs for 919 yards. The next 3 closest W'ers combined, Steven Sims, Kelvin Harmon, Paul Richardson, had 920 yards total. Let that sink in, but here's what's making me sweat. First down conversions. That's the stat that marks out the great receivers from the elite ones. Anyone can catch a 5-yard pass on 3rd and 15. The real guys, the ones making 15 or 20 million a year, they convert when it matters. Last year Terry finished 10th in the league in first down conversions. He's averaged around 50 a year. This year, he's number 54 on pace for just 30. That would be by far his worst ever. You know who leads the team in catches and targets? Deebo Samuel Sr. and Zach Ertz both have more catches, more targets, to touchdowns apiece. Terry's got none. His catch percentage is way down, but let's be fair. Some of this is the game plan. Adam Peters brought in Deebo specifically to spread the load, so we wouldn't have to just feed Terry over and over. That's smart. That's what real contenders do, but do you honestly think that's the whole story? I gotta ask, when the game's on the line, 3rd and 6, season on the line, who do you want the ball going to? Last year, it was Terry without blinking. Now we second guess it. That's a problem. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. The NFL is full of elite receivers who hit 30 and fell off a cliff. It's rarely gradual. It's abrupt. 1 year they're all pro, the next they fight to stay relevant. Adam Peters knew this during the negotiations. That's why he hesitated. That's what dragged things out. It wasn't about the money. $97 million over 3 years is fine in this market. It was the timing. Is it smart to pay up for a receiver just as he's hitting that decline zone? But the fact is, we signed him. We gave him the deal. Now we have to hope this is just a dip, that the injury heals, and he can come back stronger. Because if Terry McLaurin isn't that top dog anymore, if he can't be our WR1, that changes everything about this offense. While the Eagles have A.J. Brown smoking the fences every week, while the Cowboys have C.D. Lamb tearing it up, while the Niners have Deebo and Brandon Ayuk doing it for fun, we need Terry to be Terry. He can't be just another guy, like the article said. He has to be the alpha. My biggest question here is, what if this doesn't get better? What if Terry comes back and still puts up these average numbers? Because Jaden Daniels needs a true go-to guy. Can't be guessing if Terry's gonna get open, make the catch, convert when it counts. That's where the timing with Deebo matters big time. If Terry can't be WR1, Deebo's gotta step into that role. That means the whole offense changes, from scheme to assignments and roles. The good news, we have options now. We're not where we were 3 years ago when, if Terry wasn't balling, we had nothing. Now we have Deebo, Diami Brown showing flashes, Ertz steady as ever. But honestly, I want that Terry back. The Terry who toughed it out through years with bad quarterbacks. Who never complained, never brought drama, always stayed professional. The one who finally had his breakout last year. If anyone deserves the benefit of the doubt, it's him. If anyone's earned the right for us to believe he'll bounce back, it's Terry McLaurin. Are you guys worried about Terry McLaurin's slow start? Or do you trust he'll be back to dominance when he's healthy? So there you have it, an offensive line getting beefed up, a rookie shutting critics up, and a tough situation with our star receiver. 3 stories showing you exactly where the squad is at right now. Let me ask you, is this the beginning of something special with Cosme coming back and Conerly Jr. stepping up? Or should we be more worried about the situation with Terry than we'd like to admit? Drop your takes in the comments. I want to know if you're just as hyped as I am to see this O-line at full strength. Let me know if you believe Terry will come back as the alpha. Let me know what you think about this season. And if you made it this far, if you stuck around for the whole breakdown, you're already part of this family. Because that's what we are, a community of fans who bleed burgundy and gold every week. So do me a solid. Drop a like if you believe the Commanders will shock everybody this season. Subscribe for daily Commanders breakdowns. And share this with your buddy who keeps talking Cowboys or Eagles, so they see what we've got cooking here, cause I promise you, we'll have more breaking news tomorrow. I promise this season is just getting warmed up. And I promise you don't want to miss what's coming next. Catch you on the next video, family.